Elizabeth here. I was supposed to have the live together with my good friends, Dr. Leah and Lilly. But something happened that, well, obviously the technology, we cannot, uh, we cannot do anything about it. And this is also very, very, very normal happening when you actually you have done some plans, you're starting to do it, and we were planning to have this, and it was like vanished. And what's normally happening when we are facing this kind of things, right? Because you haven't any control. It's just happening. Fear kicks in, and you literally like feeling, the sweating, the nervosity, that you're feeling like stressed out. Oh my God, I cannot manage it. But anyhow, I think we are going to do it anyway. I don't know if the girls are here. I'm gonna try to let them in, because the thing is, we are going to talk about fear of rejection and fear when you have faced the betrayal in your relationship with your family, with your partner, with the closest people in your life or friends. So just bear with me, guys. I'm super appreciative that you are there, but I'm gonna write here to the girls that I have started it. Well, how many of you you are two watching here today. Hello, Sarah, and hello, Bernadette. Thank you so much for today. It was really, really lovely talking to you both. Is there anything you can recognize how common this is when you don't have any control? When it's like, okay, what can I do if it doesn't work? For example, with the technology. Hi, Sarah. This is so common. It's like literally, what can you actually do in that situation? Hey, Bernie. Well, actually, you can't. You cannot do anything. You can choose either to to have panic, or you can just continue to doing it, right? Because it's out of your control. You cannot do anything about it. So we'll see if the ladies are going in. Yeah, let it go. Yeah. Let me see. I'm gonna let the ladies. Yeah, because there is nothing you can do. I cannot control it because my phone is playing. Hello, ladies.
Hi.
We made it.
Finally.
Oh my God, because I saw you and I was literally talking about this, right? What is happening within us when you have planned, you are doing all the things, you're so excited, bam, the technology is like failing you.
Right.
And what happens? The panic.
Yes, you
You're like,
freak out.
I know, freak out. You don't have the right.
You
The
freak
fear kicks
out.
in.
It's me. I don't know
Yeah.
how to manage this.
Yeah, and it's
Your
happening
dog
for a
starts
reason, right,
barking.
Sarah? Yeah.
Siggy, Siggy,
Yeah.
Siggy. Shush. Shush.
How are you, ladies? Are you doing good?
We're doing
Fine.
good.
Yeah.
We're doing good.
Yeah, lovely to see
Preparing
you.
for the big time.
Yeah, please introduce yourself, Dr. Leah. Please tell us
So
all about
I'm
you a little bit.
I'm a psychoanalyst. Now I can say bestseller author. Get in or get out. And don't stay in the freaking middle.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
um,
that's amazing. Yeah,
and
yeah,
with Lily, we help people go from heartbreak to a great comeback
yeah,
after
yeah,
infidelity and betrayal.
yeah.
So that's
Because you're
why.
specialized on
Okay.
betrayal, right? Come on.
Yes.
Yeah,
So Yeah.
Yeah.
So my dissertation, when I was doing my doctoral degree, was on shame, and I've been doing all things shame since then.
Yeah.
So,
Wow. Great. Thank
Lily,
you, Lily. Introduce
So,
yourself.
Lily Roth, I'm Leah's sister, and I'm a communications consultant, a journalist, and I specialize in crisis management and conflict management. So, my contribution to our to a partnership has to do with my experience in managing conflict and managing crisis, and the fact that both Leah and I went through terrible experience of betrayal. We came out of it together. We're still working on it, but we learned a lot about how to not just deal with betrayal, but how to come out uh, better, stronger,
Yeah.
how to learn from the
standing
experience.
up
And that's why
tall.
now we're sharing our experience,
Yeah.
helping others that have gone through betrayal, infidelity, a breakup, or even a business partnership betrayal,
Yeah.
how to deal with it and how to come out stronger out of it.
Yeah.
Because as Leah usually does, say betrayal is not about a break in trust. Betrayal actually shatters your sense of self. What you're betraying
Yeah.
is everything you took for your identity means nothing any longer. You don't trust yourself, you don't trust others. And if you don't break the cycle, you keep repeating it. It's just what we were
Yeah.
talking just now with Leah, that unless you
Exactly.
break the cycle, you attract the same people who are going to betray you once and thrice again, once and thrice again. So you need to break the cycle. You need to come stronger, and you need to come not only above the water. You need to thrive.
Yeah.
The cosmos sends you these experiences, things you need to learn to become the better version of
Yeah.
yourself. And
Yeah.
you have to learn the experience, because otherwise it keeps sending you the same, but a little bit stronger, a little bit worse the next time. So
True.
it gets worse and worse until you finally say, okay, this is something I have to learn because I've been repeating it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's how you break the cycle, right?
Yeah.
You have, Elizabeth, a terrible experience in that sense, which is not the same as ours, but it's similar in very
Yeah.
many ways.
And
But
yeah, I think you're addressing it so good, because it's literally what I experienced, because probably I didn't learn the first time. I didn't learn the second time either, neither the third time. So sometimes I ask myself, back then it was, am I too slow to understand? But I don't believe it's that. No, joke aside, it's literally when you are pure hearted and you always trust and believe, because to be honest, it's not the first thing that you think normally when you meet people. Oh, I'm not gonna trust those things, those two girls. No, no, you know what I mean? Because it's not about the people that you meet, it's about yourself. But normally
Right,
we are kind of giving that power to another person, and if we break that trust, that's actually something that takes time to heal from. Not just that, like you said, Lily, you taking that unhealed version to next relationship. I'm talking a relationship now, it doesn't matter. I mean,
right.
friends, it can be, and the minute they
Relatives,
do.
yes,
anyone,
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, betrayal is at so many levels, and we all go through
business
betrayal.
partners.
The only thing is not everybody's willing to call it that way. You
Yeah.
know,
Because
um,
then the
Yes,
shame comes in, because you feel and normally take us as a woman, for example, when you meet your partner, that's the most, and you feel ashamed because you're starting to tell yourself different stories, that you're not worthy of that, and starting to tell stories that why this person shouldn't, why you don't trust them, and why you shouldn't be with them, and so on and so forth, and then you're kind of creating these stories in your head that
Yeah.
ultimately, and correct me, but this is my kind of experience, and ultimately it becomes my reality, and when it happens, it's like, I knew it, I knew it,
Yes.
I knew
We were
it's gonna
talking
You
about
happen.
that.
you feel like
Self-fulfilling
you deserve
prophecies.
it, but you don't deserve
Yes.
it, and
Yes.
it's there's like
Yeah,
what you're vulnerable. You've been betrayed. You're vulnerable. You think you feel like you deserved it. Of course, I deserve it. I must not be. Why otherwise would anyone betray me, right?
yeah,
And that becomes you accept it as your identity. That's not your identity. You
exactly.
don't deserve
Yeah,
to be betrayed. It
no,
just happened.
yeah,
Learn from the experience, become stronger, and it won't repeat itself. Because the next time when someone tries to do that, you'll identify it. You'll be aware, and you'll say, you know what, this is not for me, and you come
exactly,
out
and you set your
before it
boundaries.
happens. You
Yeah,
set your boundaries. We
exactly.
usually don't talk. Leah and I have a thing about boundaries, and this is very particular to us too. It's like I after the first time I was terribly betrayed. I was like 29, 30 years old.
Yeah,
I was literally replaced, and I was everything. I was explaining Mark Robinson the last time. It's like I felt that when this betrayal happened, I felt like I was completely naked. I felt like I was completely
yeah,
naked in a park crowded with people, and I couldn't get my way out. That was my feeling. I
yeah,
was like
yeah,
completely
yeah,
lost and without any power, completely naked, powerless, and and not long after that
yeah,
happened. I was betrayed for a friend, by a friend who asked me for a favor, and she conned me out of half of my house. And
Yeah.
yeah,
it happened one right after the other. Why did it happen? Because I was open to being betrayed because I thought that I deserved
yeah,
it. And I wasn't able to say, you know what? No, I can't do that with you. I'm sorry. I'm not able to do that
yeah,
with you. I could have. I would have been aware that she was trying to con me and she was actually not my friend.
no,
But I was vulnerable. I thought I deserved it. No one deserves that.
no,
No one deserves that. It happens to you because you haven't learned the lesson. So we have to learn the lesson. We have to break the cycle. We have to become the stronger versions of
yeah.
ourselves. And it's not difficult. It's just experience and learning from experience.
And yeah, and exactly the one thing that I just wanted to say here, and I wanted to hear also what you think, Dr. Leah, because um it's all about how much I give away my power, right? If I give it away and really feel, yeah, of course I mean, nobody wants to be betrayed at. Nobody. I mean,
No.
nobody wants to experience that pain that you have. But like you said, Lily, when we learn from it, and actually it has to have for me, I'm talking about me now, it's out about having the courage to say, you know what, Lily, this thing that you actually did to me, I get hurt by that, and I don't accept it, I don't appreciate it, whatever we say, but it's not easy, and I think a lot of people watching this that take the courage to even say and speak out, to say, to set that boundary, because I was
Yeah.
there. I And why?
You
Because
you
I
believe
yeah,
you believe the excuses. You see the signs and you put them under the rug. Your gut tells you, screams at you, and you think I have acid
yeah,
reflux.
yeah,
Instead of checking, okay, why things are not really, why I'm not feeling well in my body.
yeah,
Uh, and you accept all those things and believe it's you that you. Because this is what happened. We always tend to believe that we can fix the
Yeah.
world, right?
Yeah.
So if something's not working, it has to be us. We're not good enough to handle this.
Yeah.
And then and then we become dependent on
Yeah.
that thing that's hurting us. We don't see that, but that's what we do. We become dependent, and options start shrinking
Yeah.
when dependency, and we're afraid. Attachment is so strong. Once you set it up with someone, you do try to do anything in your power to
Yeah.
keep the attachment going.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. It
And
is. And like
Bernadette
Bernie
here is
says
saying
here,
something that's very interesting. Bernadette says there, and you try to justify their behavior.
exactly.
You're
yes.
appeasing, you're
Yeah. That's what
appeasing.
we
You
do.
know something's wrong with this person. You say, no, no, no. This person loves me.
Yeah.
So you're appeasing the beast and saying, no, no. If I try to be nicer, if I try to be better, it's all about oneself. It's a little bit arrogant. We become a little bit arrogant. We think it's all about ourselves. It is not. It's this. It's
It's
like
not.
it
And
just happens.
for me, it's quite interesting what you're both saying, because, and I don't know if people are going to relate to this, but for me, a lot of times it was like, of course, everything that you said. I saw the red flags. Of course you do. I mean, come on, guys. We are not blind. We are not deaf. We see the signs. I mean, you have to be kind of, like, hello. But
Yes.
we are not. Yeah, and we choose, because we always have a choice. For me, it was like I was too afraid to hurt the other person, so I rather go there and feel like shit, and don't acknowledge what I felt, literally what I felt, because I was too afraid to get in the conflict. You see what
Yes.
Right.
I mean?
I
And
mean,
Yes.
and then,
w-
like Bernie said, I
You try to
literally
manage
oh,
conflict.
it's okay, it's
so
okay that they are.
afraid of losing what you have, with
Exactly.
Yes.
Thank you.
without understanding that what you have
Mm-hmm.
doesn't feel all that good, doesn't it? It's
No.
really.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
signs are there. The signs are there. You can feel it. You know it's there. And
Yeah.
then when it happens, you go like, I knew it. Of course
Yeah.
you knew it.
Of
Of course you knew it. But
and
you
and and,
can't
and
you can't make other people change.
yeah.
We can
Well,
make we can change ourselves. We can't change other people. And then
Mhm.
again, if we're with someone that we need that someone to change,
Yeah.
it's because you're with the wrong
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
Get the person that you like. Stop trying to change other
Yeah.
people. We
Yeah.
cannot change other people. It's not
No.
it's not for us to say how other people should be. They are who they are.
And it's not our responsibility to make other people, you are who you are. Either I like to be with you and accept it, or I don't. That doesn't matter that it's something negative, if you don't put that negative feeling to it, obviously. But the thing is, it's actually really interesting what you said, Lily, because I can so relate to this, because I was taking to the next before I actually, yeah, like Arlene says, it took me 23 years to move on. Yeah. Yeah. And
yes,
and I
yes.
and you know
Well,
what?
that's why
But I
that's why the second part
understand.
of the
Yeah.
title, don't stay in the friggin' middle, because either you repeat with the same person or you
Yeah.
repeat with
Yeah.
someone else. Yeah, but you stay in that mode
Yeah.
until you heal. But the reality is
Yes.
that if you're trying to fix your partner because this person is not what they should be, you are not in love with who physically this
Yeah.
person
Yep.
is.
Yep.
You are in love with an idea
Yeah.
that this person
This
cannot
person.
embody, you know.
And yeah, and when that not matches with your expectation and where you are, yeah,
Frustration
and then it's like,
between
whoa.
idealization and
Yeah.
reality. Frustration.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trauma
Trauma
bonding.
bonding.
Here, Bernadette is asking about trauma bonding and if it is relevant
Yeah,
here. It is
yeah.
relevant. Leah should know a lot better about Can you
Well,
explain trauma bonding, Leah?
Yes.
yeah, no, I mean, it has to do with all that, we repeat instead of looking for others from a place of love. mm, so the opposite of love is not hate. It's not hate.
No,
Hate,
it's
hate
indifference.
is, eh? Sorry,
It's
Lee?
indifference.
It's
Indifference.
indifference. The
Yeah.
It's
opposite
not
of, because
hate.
love is attachment. So when
Hate
you
is a form of love.
hate is a form of love. It's a wounded type of love.
Yeah.
So when you are wounded, you keep repeating through other relationships the same thing.
Yeah.
It's a repetition.
Yeah.
Does it make
And
sense?
you connect to other people through your wounds, not through your love and
Exactly.
your health. So
Yeah.
the
Not from the
relationships
positive of
become
creating something
toxic.
beautiful, but you end up, even if it, in the back of your mind, might not be, front aware. You might not be fully aware what you're doing, but it's managing you from the back. And this has to do with what we were talking about today, which is fear, um, expectations, and anything that happens that falls, any little sign that falls within the fear you have, you take it as, yes, this is happening, and here it comes again, and you create that self-fulfilling prophecy in the end.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to share something that it's quite interesting because and I mean you know that we are sharing a lot of things now. Yes, so we
Yes.
go with stories. And for you who don't know us, we are actually co-authors in this project that we all three are.
Yeah.
It's called
Yeah,
Start
start
Over.
over.
Yeah,
Start over. Yeah.
turn any loss into sensational comeback. And I wanna say something, for example, with my betrayal, what I experienced, and I want you to kind of just open up the discussion. I realized that I had abandonment, call it issues, or because I was always left alone as a child, but I didn't know about this. So when I, as adult, when I spoke to people, I mean, I think a lot of you are going to recognize this. You're speaking to someone, and kind of discussion is getting, harder and harder, and you have differences, and you think different things. And instead of responding, you're reacting, and so on, and the other person just leaves, right? They
Mm.
just kind of
Right.
step back and
Yeah,
just
oh yeah,
go.
yeah, 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 yeah.
And
Oh, hurts.
this
Oh,
was
hurts.
so
Yeah.
difficult for me, guys, to understand why are, and I was immediately thrown back, which I didn't know back then, that I kind of relived that situation from my childhood,
Yeah.
right? and
Right.
and every time my father, especially my father, God bless his soul, I mean, I'm not telling this just to kind of, I'm just
Yeah.
telling you
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I think a
My
lot of
father
people are
used to
going to
turn off
understand.
the light when
Exactly.
I was there. He would turn off the light. I was going the same thing.
Yeah. and and
Like
and
I'm not
he
there.
and the
Yeah,
thing
it
is,
happens.
they say something and say, kind of, we are going to do this. And then when the thing is coming, for example, we are going to, I don't know, buy you a jacket, we're going to the store today. I know it's just an example.
Mhm.
And when that didn't happen, that felt for me like, that's also a kind of a betrayal, because and the thing, they always said,
Yeah.
we promise, Elizabeth, to do this, we promise to do this. But today I know that they didn't know better, right? But that was
Right.
something that started. And so every time people said something to me and they say they couldn't do it in the last minute, I was
It's like an imprint. It goes
devastated.
there.
I was like,
Yeah.
right? But can you relate to this? I mean,
Oh,
Oh yeah.
absolutely.
It's like
Yes.
broken expectations,
thank
particularly when
you.
you're a child. And
Yeah.
it's like I remember for being a child, and my father was our father was a politician, and I found debates on politics very interesting. So I was allowed to stay in if 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 I didn't speak,
Yeah.
and I would always sit on the floor next to my dad, and dad always had this, made fun of me, and I found that so terrible. And I was very shy
Yeah.
in those days, and and it's like a betrayal too. It's like, why are you making fun of me in front of your friends? I'm your daughter. But
Yeah.
it wasn't meant to be painful. It was, in a way, him acknowledging, here's my daughter. It was very interesting in our debate. So she's staying. They all knew I was going to stay. I was allowed to
Yeah.
stay as long as I knew how everyone took their G&Ts and their whiskeys, and I knew how everyone
Yeah.
took their drinks, and I would replace the drinks as long as they let me stay there. But he would make fun of me, and it was that kind of betrayal. Is that the expectation of you being allowed to? Oh, we're going to go out and they're going to buy me a jacket, and then it was like, no, 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 we're not going today.
No.
But you prepared, you were all set,
Yeah.
you were ready,
Yes.
You look at
and
full.
then
Yeah.
everything
Exactly.
breaks down. And it's very
No.
much the same thing in very many ways. These are like small betrayals that keep piling on. And when the big betrayal happens, you go like, well, of course, this happens to me all the time.
And then also, I mean, because it's different cultures. I mean, you both are from Argentina, I'm from former Yugoslavia, and I was brought up in that culture, but I'm born in Sweden. I'm born here. I live all my life, like, and the thing is, like, when you're brought in certain way and conditioned a certain way, they have that authority. So I was never speaking ill to my father, for example. So even though I get hurt,
Yeah.
it was we were
No,
not supposed to speak
no.
about our feelings, right? It was like, no, no, don't listen to your father. My mother used to say,
Yeah.
he's just joking. He's not. Don't listen to him. I mean, I know that people listening to this and saying, we all can have we all can relate to this, because kind of, no, it's just a joke, don't listen to them, they're just kidding, la la la, and so on. No, it's, for you it's a huge deal. And
Yeah.
if you're not, what's the fundamental thing? We all want to be seen, heard, understood, and loved,
Loved.
right? and
Absolutely.
Right.
and
Yeah.
one of those things missed when you're a child, I mean, that's a traumatic kind of, it's
Yes,
different for everybody,
it's
obviously.
traumatic, and we live it when we are children in a very traumatic way. And then
Yeah.
again, through those experiences, we learned to deal with frustration. And
Yeah.
it's very important that as a child you learn to deal with frustrations, because in the end, if you manage to put things into place, so okay, we didn't go to get our jacket today and it was painful and I feel betrayed, I have to deal with frustration, we get the jacket, and and you get over it, because learning from experience and getting over the pain and making something
Yeah.
positive out of that pain, that is how we become the stronger versions of ourselves, and that's how we grow up, grow wiser, and mature, which is got nothing to do with growing older. It has to
Yeah.
do with being the better versions of ourselves,
Yeah.
because we cannot now that we are grown-ups and we have children of our own, is we cannot avoid pain from our children. We are going to do things that
Mm.
we are going to break their expectations some way or another. They're going to be expecting something from us, and we're not going to be there. We're not going to be perfect. It's not going to happen. The thing is, if you're aware that that's the way you learn about dealing with frustration, that's how you grow wiser.
Yeah.
And life is about learning and becoming the better versions of ourselves. I
Yeah.
enjoyed
Yeah.
And
it.
release of control. Learning to dance, like I say, instead of trying to control what your environment, what around, who's the person you are with.
Yeah.
Because when you try to control who that person is, well, that person starts to become someone they are not, and that makes you the betrayer. You
Yeah.
know. So
Exactly. And
And that's
I want
in
I
a
want
way
to
why, because we don't like it, we don't like to talk about boundaries so much, because in our experience, when you work too much on setting boundaries, you end up caging yourself in. It's
Yeah.
about getting stronger.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
our, or that's at least our
And
strategy.
yeah, stronger and wiser, knowing who you are.
Mm-hmm.
In order for you to know who you want to be with, you need to know where you're standing, where you're going, what are your likes and dislikes, you know, and then when you can feel who, if that person you're with is the person you want to be with, actually.
Yeah.
Because one thing we tend to do many times is you know you're going to meet someone. It's the first night, first date with this
Yeah.
person. What's the typical thing you do? You dress up, right? You
Yeah.
dress up, put on makeup, start thinking,
Look
okay,
good.
what am I going to, rehearsing to be the
Yeah.
best version of yourself, right? And who does this person see? I mean, you meet like that, and you're creating a character out of
Yeah.
yourself, and you're meeting with another character,
Yeah.
but who's probably done the same thing to meet with you.
Yeah.
Uh, and
Because
then
you
where's
want to do that the best impression of yourself. Sorry, continue. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely,
Yeah.
and
Put
and
your
you're
mask
so
on.
concerned. And the other thing behind is that the concern about judgment that
Oh,
crosses
oh
everything,
yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
So so
Um.
and
Yeah, we
yeah,
have a question from Yvette. How do you balance
Yeah,
setting boundaries and being vulnerable at the same time? That's what you meant, I think,
yes.
Yvette,
It's
right?
become
Yeah,
the stronger version of yourself.
yes,
Don't
yeah,
set the boundaries. Become the strongest version of yourself. Trust in yourself. And the boundaries are you trust yourself. So when something happens, you be able to identify the signs, which are there. They're always there. It's just when we are vulnerable, we are we choose not to see them.
yeah,
So you
yes,
don't need actually the
exactly,
boundaries. You just
yeah.
need to
yes,
trust yourself. And that's when you
and
become less vulnerable.
Um,
mm-hmm,
one thing that I would kind of share is um, to say two things actually. In order to let somebody else in your life, you need to get to know yourself.
exactly,
So and by that I mean self-discovery journey, because if you don't know yourself, if you don't know your worthiness, if you're good enough, if you love yourself, you can never ever ever receive that from another person. You can try, but you're gonna always fail. And fail, what I mean by that, it's never good enough. So even if you met the person in your life, he or she, doesn't matter, gonna do everything to show you love. But if you're not believing that about yourself, what you're hearing, you are
yes.
never gonna receive it.
Exactly, exactly, and that goes to two different things. One is the binary relationship theory that's in my book,
Yeah,
which is the relationship. A healthy relationship is made out of three elements, which is you, your partner, and the relationship that you hold together.
yeah,
No, so
Yes,
you keep your
three people.
individuality while creating something together,
yeah,
and yes,
yeah,
and then. And the other thing is, don't be afraid answering the question from I don't remember who it was.
Yvette.
Um,
Yvette.
Yvette,
Yvette. Yeah,
is that once you know all this that Elizabeth just mentioned about yourself, don't be afraid of asking questions. Hey, I
yeah,
saw that I know I saw you, whatever your gut, you know what we usually end up doing when the God starts to give us alarms is we silence the God, or we start questioning our heart, our mind, and our God have long conversations,
yeah,
and they don't get together. It's a conflict.
yeah,
You're in the middle, not sure what to do, which one to part of you to listen.
exactly.
Um, just trust yourself, understand that this is something to you. Sorry. And ask. And if you don't believe the question, sorry.
Yeah.
Let me drink
Take some
something.
water. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree, and I mean it's the other way around. If you meet somebody, ask questions like Dr. Leah says, and because you're curious to know, you want to get to know that person. Is this really the right fit for me?
And that's the key word, out, not out of hurt, of you are going to be hurting me, out of curiosity, explore, learn,
Yeah.
which is
And
the positive. Yes.
Yes.
so no, and what you want out of a relationship, because I think sometimes we confuse uh, we we become sort of stargazed by this person we meet, who's just good looking and takes us out for dinner, and it seems fantastic. But the main thing is not what the other person gives to us, but who do we feel we are. I had this 25 years ago when I met my husband.
Yeah.
um, my therapist at the time sent me home one day and said, "You have homework. By next week, I want you to tell me, what do you like out of this new partner of yours." And I spent the whole week like going like, "Is he good looking? Yes, he is good looking, but not that. I mean, is he, say, generous? Yeah." I mean, I went through the whole list, and I went back to my therapy session, and she goes like, "Well, did you have an answer?" And I just went like, "You know what? I just went through the whole list. I mean, he's good at everything, but it's not that. You know what? I absolutely like the person I've discovered I am when I'm with him. It's like he takes the best out of me." And she went like, "That is the question that's the answer I was expecting from you, because our partners are like mirrors of ourselves. The
Yeah.
good partner in your life is the one that gets the best out of you.
Yes,
You
but
discover
hold
a
on a
version of
second.
yourself that's great, or
Yes,
that you like
but what
better.
the reason why that is the answer
Yeah.
is also because you were able to say, he is all this, but not quite it's a he is, but it's not. So you are seeing reality. When you're not seeing reality and the person is fully, oh, he's wonderful, he's the most handsome person, he's generous,
Yeah.
and there's nothing wrong about this person, you are likely seeing, and you're idealizing this person most
Yeah.
likely. Like I was telling you before, we dress up, we create this character, and two things can happen, and that's how I write it in the book, Get In or Get Out. But two things can happen: either this person feels very comfortable in that pedestal you put them,
Yeah.
or it starts showing the the shortcomings. Or the person starts showing, yes, yes, I'm generous, but not all that generous. Like there is a limit. When there is
Mhm.
a limit of, you are good, but not all that good,
No.
then you're showing your reality, and either it stays in the pedestal and like really enjoys being there. You know who that person is, right? That's a narcissist. That's a narcissist.
Yeah.
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 And, or it's a normal person and we are all humans, so
And
you're safe.
I think I have to say, because we were saying, and we were sharing that we are going to talk to about relationship, the fear around betrayal, and also if we are trapped, how we overcome it. But one thing, and one relationship that is the most important relationship in our life is with ourselves.
Yes. Yes.
But it's just that, because if you cannot not have the relationship with yourself, how do you expect other people to have that relationship with yourself? And also, this is very normal and maybe more common with us ladies, but we kind of giving out our power and yay, if I meet the guy of the dream, my dreams, he's gonna make me so happy. No, he's
No.
gonna make you happier, because
Yeah.
if you're not feeling whole and happy within yourself, nobody's going to come and save you.
Yeah.
And no, it doesn't matter, like you said, why I'm mentioning this, because it's about what you were talking now, both of you, both Lily and Dr. Leah, because it doesn't matter if that person is the perfect person on this earth. If you're not feeling that you're, once again, I have to address this because it's so important. If you're not feeling that you are a person to be with, good enough, you're not lovable, and nobody's listening to me, whatever I say, all these negative things that how do you see yourself?
Mm.
Maybe you're not even
Interpretation.
aware.
That's how you read reality and how you read yourself.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah.
And this is
Uh,
so
And you attract
common
the
because
person
I
you,
always
you
meet, for
connect.
example, when I meet friends of mine when I haven't seen them, the literally, guys, and I'm not saying that it's nothing wrong about this. Nothing. I'm not saying anything. Just listen. And how are you, Elizabeth? How are you doing? How is it work? Have you met somebody? And I'm like,
oh, yeah.
yeah, actually, I have. I have
Myself.
met me, and I
Yeah.
love me. And
Yes.
you just,
Yes.
the people like, huh? What do you mean? Yeah,
Yeah.
because hey, it has to be
Yes.
about me. I
Well,
need to heal in order to let in the other person.
and that's exactly what Lily mentioned before. We
Exactly.
grow older,
Yeah.
but we don't recognize that we need to mature, not just grow older. And and
Exactly.
and maturing is, so someone was asking about boundaries. Boundaries
Yeah.
are great when you're a baby. So when you're a baby, I'm throwing out some theory here,
Yeah, dude.
but
I mean, you're the doctor.
yes.
Shoot.
so, so so when you're a baby, you need boundaries because you don't, your sense of self depends on somebody else, which is, your
Yeah.
caregivers.
Exactly.
And um and I'm not saying caregivers with an S because mom has a troop of helpers, and so
Yeah.
usually,
Yeah. Yeah.
so um but once you mature, you have incorporated your sense of self. You know the things you like, what you don't like, what you want from life, how you want to get there, uh, what what makes you tick.
Yeah.
You need to find your woo, and
Yeah.
when you know all that, you don't need boundaries. You need just get yourself ready and go get it.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
Yeah.
And that's what autonomy is all about.
Yeah.
That's
You
that
become your own
strength.
boundary
Yeah.
and learn to say no.
Exactly. And
The
and
boundary is saying no
yeah,
when you
Yes,
don't
and
want
actually
exactly.
what and the
Yes.
thing is,
No,
yeah, sorry, we are
this
almost
is my
I'm so
path. You're not part of it.
fire.
You're taking me left. I
Yes,
want to go right.
there's one
Yes.
boundary. When you don't like it, say no.
Yes.
And as
Yeah.
someone told us not long ago, is no is a full sentence. Doesn't need explanations.
No.
No is
Yes.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the rest
Uh,
is noise, it's excuses, it's everything else. No is no.
and the
And
thing is,
also, this is
I
what
just
I
want to
do.
say, if you wet is still watching, I don't know, but the thing is, ask yourself, why are you not setting the boundaries? What is it that you are afraid? Because it's all about the fears, guys. I'm telling you.
Yes.
It's telling you
And then this
something.
is
Every
this is what
time
I
you
do.
face something that you're challenged, for example, when I started to do these lives, I was petrifying because I was like, oh, I'm going to be judged. People are going, who's going to watch this? What are they going to say about me? All these things. I think
And then
everybody
you
can
jump
recognize that.
with a parachute.
Yeah, but that was all in my head.
I mean, you
So what?
literally,
Yep.
yes.
So what?
Yes.
Let them think whatever they think,
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It's
that's
about
their
me. It's
life.
not about them, right?
Yes. Yes, exactly, exactly.
So
But this is one thing that, going back to no, this is one thing I do in my clinical work sometimes, is we practice how to say no. And
yeah,
no is not, no, 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 that no never works.
no,
If you want to say no, is no, you know, it's
exactly.
like, no, that's not going to work.
Yeah,
You know, it's like with that strength that comes from within you on, no, I know I don't want that.
no, exactly.
When it's slow,
No, Lily.
like, no,
No,
it's like, yeah.
no,
When
no,
it's
guys.
a
I mean,
no
yeah,
like that, there's space of, there's space for negotiation. When you open, and it's great. We all have to, don't get me wrong. We all have to know who we are, and through life, we are constantly
yeah,
negotiating our space and our wants, our needs.
yeah,
It's not a full negotiation, but because we want the people we love, we want them with
yeah,
us. No, it's like, no, I'm going to impose myself like a bulldozer.
yeah.
Let's not get there. But also there is a place for negotiation, and there is a place where negotiation turns into manipulation.
Mm,
And and that's when you have to be wise, like Lily
yeah,
said before.
yeah.
Yeah.
Say no.
And
And be aware
and
that no is a full sentence.
Yes.
I love that sentence. Sorry, I'll be repeating it
Yes.
for the rest of my life because it's cute. I go, no, because no, no is no. It's a full sentence. No,
Yeah.
dog, stop.
stop.
Yes. You add sentence, you're opening to negotiation. Dash the manipulation. Yeah. So,
No,
yeah.
and guys, I mean, it takes time, and normally we need to get to the bottom. Why do we have these fears, and where do they come from? Because if you don't know and you don't address them, how can you do something about it, right?
Yeah.
Because if we are not even aware of it, we don't know what we don't know. I mean, I know that people think, oh, what do you mean when you say that, Elizabeth? Because if you don't know something and you're not aware of it, you don't even realize it, how can you do the change? You
Hmm.
can't
Yeah.
until
Right.
you start actually to study yourself. What do I love? What do I like? How have that relationship with yourself? Go out and take a sip of coffee, or go out and take a lunch, take that trip, do whatever you want to do for yourself. That's actually called self-love,
Yeah.
self-care.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
let
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
anybody validate you. Oh, if I meet now, well, today when I meet Dr. Leah and Lily, I'm gonna feel amazing.
Yeah.
I do already
Then
that,
if
but
you're
you're
going to,
giving me
if you like
even
yourself,
I mean,
more because
I mean,
yes,
yes. Let's say
that
this. That is great, but that's not about it.
you know,
it's actually true. I feel the
if you,
Yes.
same thing, but you know what I
if you
mean. Yeah,
if you like yourself, love starts with,
So-
you can't love other people unless you love yourself.
yeah,
Love, it's like you can't be generous unless you're selfish.
mm,
Because if you're giving away the things you don't value, you're not being generous.
yeah,
You only are generous when you give away things you value. So you can be generous only if you value yourself.
yeah,
Generosity starts with selfishness. Being liking oneself is a process of selfishness that is absolutely needed and indispensable to build a sense of self, to build
and
an
when you have
identity.
that, when you start loving yourself, um, this is what happens with fear also. Fear is between what you want and go getting it.
yeah,
But the moment you take the first step, fear starts to disappear, dissipate.
yeah,
And when you have self-love, you have less fears
yeah,
also,
yeah.
because
And
you don't need other, because this is what happens with fear. Fear has two levels. We're constantly working at two levels: biological and social. We live at those two levels. It, when you feel strong about who you are not at risk of anything because you are okay within yourself. So fears dissipates.
And yeah, I know I'm talking a lot about fear, but the thing, how I say, it's also an emotion. And the thing is, fear isn't anything bad. And I mean, the opposite is faith, right? But what I wanted to address is when you are in that state, when you feel that fear kicks in different
Oh,
area in your life, why does it first and foremost address it, and what kind of feeling do you get, do you giving it? Are you giving it a negative vibe or a positive vibe? What is it teaching you?
Right.
What is it telling you? And it's a,
yes.
I don't, you have to correct me if I'm wrong, but
No,
it's also about our
abs-
nervous system. Tell your
yes.
body, hey, we are doing something that's outside our comfort zone, but it's okay. We are going to survive. We're not gonna die, right? I'm just simplifying it now. I know it's deeper meaning,
No,
and you
no,
know
no, you're
more.
doing
No,
brilliant.
no,
But
No,
I'm
no,
fear
no,
just
keeps
it's
you safe.
absolutely because
Fear
what
keeps
you're
you
saying
safe.
is identify. So we are constantly, there's three things. One, identifying
yep,
what you're afraid of. The other one is finding the emotion of what it
exactly,
is. And the third one is action, how you're going to handle it. And that
exactly.
so you're saying it
Thank
perfect. And
thank you,
yes,
because we are not. Sometimes we are not even aware, because it always has to be with something that is in our nervous system, that it's like caught as an emotion, a feeling. And every time we kind of have similar situations, for example, take betrayal, because you're working with betrayal and the shame. Every time we kind of hit that similar situation in our life, it's like
yeah.
and immediately our body is like flight or fight mode. Should I have to, and the panic goes, instead of, oh, okay, hey, easy peasy. Now it's the nervous system, because it kicks in with a memory, almost like
Yes.
it's
Oh,
always a
yeah,
memory
yeah, even if it's
of an
It's like
unconscious.
emotion, like you said,
But
PTSD.
Lily.
let's say
Yeah,
fear and anxiety are two different things. Anxiety
yeah,
is
yeah, yeah, yeah,
you are concerned, but you're not sure what is your concern about. So
yeah,
you have to be watchful, scanning, all your environment all the time.
yeah,
Um, Fear, you know what you're afraid of. Somehow, like you're afraid of dogs. I don't know.
yeah.
Um,
Or
just to
spiders,
get,
right, or whatever. Yeah,
yes. But the reality is, both things share this survival, either at the biological or the social level.
yeah,
It's about so when you're afraid or anxiety, your energy comes up, right? You have this energy in
exactly.
your chest and
Yep, yep,
you become fidgety. Well, all that energy is necessary for you to handle your body getting ready to handle what's about to come. So
spot on.
as Elizabeth just mentioned, tell yourself, I got this. Breathe in to reduce
Thank
to work, make the
Stress.
parasystem.
Yeah,
Yeah. Um, and tell yourself, I got this. And this is my opportunity to make things different, because betrayal hurts like hell and breaks you
yeah,
apart and takes away all the layers of who you thought you were.
yeah,
But uh, but it's also your launch pad, because once you're there, and your life is a puzzle, it's not about putting it back together like it was. It's about saying, okay, let's get reset and do things anew. It's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
what's my next chapter?
yeah. So true, so
And,
true.
and you never go back. Experience and pain. eh, it's a learning process, and if you learn from this cycle, it becomes a virtuous cycle of learning, and that's when you become the better and the stronger version of yourself. So that's why it's important. Fear is a skill that we need to stay alive. The problem is when fear controls us. That's
Yeah,
when fear becomes toxic, and that's the limit that we need to come back from. But we never go
yeah,
back. We're
Wow.
always becoming new people.
yeah.
We have
And I mean, shortly said is learn what was I supposed to learn from this? Because it's always something that you can always, well, always. It's all about how do I think. I normally say to myself, okay, what was it that I was supposed to learn from this? And if I am triggered by anybody else, that means that there is a part of myself that needs to be addressed and healed. that's
yeah,
that's
Right.
my beliefs.
so
And
smart, so smart.
yeah,
Yeah,
because how can I say, hey Samir, hey Marie, how can I put that
Yes,
to
Samir.
anybody else? Because I mean, that's how, no, that's, I'm not giving out my okay, so here you go, you can decide how I should feel now,
yeah.
Lily and Natalia. I mean, no, nobody can decide anything, and you are the own boss of your body, mind, and soul. Nobody can tell
Mm.
you anything, but you can choose how you respond to the situation that you are in. Always,
You
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 always
can
have a
choose also
choice.
how to interpret something,
Exactly,
which is going to help you get the emotion to work from,
exactly,
from the place
exactly.
you want to work.
Yeah.
So we have a
So,
lot
Well,
of
ladies, round
things
of
to
applause.
talk.
Yes, we
I
have
mean,
to.
we have to do another
I think
live,
we should do another one. We should.
I'm running.
next. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sure.
I'm
Yeah.
running out of
I
battery here.
really enjoyed it, guys, because and this goes like hand in hand a little bit, because, and I was talking today with Bernadette about those things, how we, if we lose something, how easy it is once again to take that emotion to the next, to the
Yeah.
next, to the next, and you are too
Right.
afraid to lose that person. Let's take a person, because we were talking about relationships, right?
Hmm.
You're so afraid to lose them that you get attached to it, or you're too afraid to get attached, so you repel it. You
Yes.
kind of, oh no,
Right.
oh no, I cannot take that. No, I cannot date, because he's
Yes.
gonna leave me. He's gonna do the same like the other guy did. Hello, I mean, what are you
Yes.
doing to
Then you burn the
yourself?
bridge before it's burned.
Yeah,
Actually. So, no. Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. I
So you're
actually
actually
told my
shrinking
husband
yourself
when I met him
already.
that
Yeah,
So I
he
think
would.
that's the topic for the next
it is.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, I think,
Yeah, for the next one.
Samir, I think the sentiment of whatever you should actually
Already
have been
should
triggered. Yeah,
actually have been triggered.
I-
Yes. Yes, definitely. Definitely.
yeah,
Samir has a
sure. Yeah,
interesting point there.
mm. Yeah. We're over being live now. What, we're over in 1 hour, right?
yes, that's what I was saying.
So to sum it up, uh, where can, tell us a little bit, where can people find you, and what can you help people with, Dr. Leah and Lily, because you two work together. So please
Yes.
tell us where they can find you, because I'm going to link everything in
So
the
Lily,
comment.
you wanna say
Where can
Yes. So,
people
well, there's
find you
two.
if they want to have more discussions with you, and what can you help them with? If they
Well,
want to
they can
connect with
find
you.
us. They can find
Yeah,
us in Instagram. Dr. Leah Roth is handle.
LIAROTH, T as in Thomas?
Yes.
yeah,
And in YouTube, it's also Dr.
yeah. I'm gonna put all so
Leah.
they can find you on either Instagram or
Yes.
Facebook, right?
YouTube,
Yes,
But
and they can
YouTube and
yeah,
find my
Facebook.
book on Amazon. It's still, I mean, it's been a couple of weeks since it's still number one top new release in Amazon. I checked it today again. I'm like,
congratulations!
yes,
Mhm.
yes.
I know.
So
I mean, how long have we known each other now? Is it a year?
yeah, about a year.
It's
Yeah.
it's so
Yes.
beautiful to see our journey because we have also grown and we are growing
Yes.
together
Yes,
and
it's
Yes.
been
helping each
an
other,
interesting
guys,
journey.
because it has been so beautiful. And when you one thing that I want to actually address, the importance of being with like-minded people is so crucial for everything that you, if you're healing or if you want new things, it's important to be with people that are supportive, not
Yeah, you
judging.
grow from there. You
Right.
become creative. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
yes.
Thank you so much to each and everyone. Bernadette says could do this all night. Thank you.
Yes,
Sarah, thank you so much.
Adonan, we are running
It's
out of
been
the battery.
awesome.
Keep
Yeah.
on.
Thank you to each and everyone. I really appreciate that you come and listen to our live. And this is for sure not the last time. We are going to do it
No, this
once
is the
more
first
again. Yeah.
one.
Several times, right?
Yes,
Thank
Okay.
absolutely.
you.
Absolutely.
I
Let's do
really
that again.
appreciate you.
Elizabeth,
Yeah.
love you.
Love you. Bye, guys.
See
Bye,
you soon.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.